my previous video, I talked about the relationship between arousal, which is typically associated with levels of anxiety, and performance. In this video, I want to describe ways in which you can learn to control your emotions in order to enjoy peak performance, whether at home or at work. With this in mind, I want to consider 5 key emotions, all of which are regulated by different hormones, and all of which can be brought under your control, sometimes by making fairly small and often indeed enjoyable changes in one's lifestyle. These emotions apply equally in specific situations, such as when playing your favourite sport, dealing with a family dispute, chairing a conference, attending a meeting at work, or dealing with stress caused by having too much work and too little time in which to do it. They also apply to general feelings about life, so that you'll wake up feeling happy and content and competent. These 5 emotions involve feelings of happiness, excitement, what is termed flow, and I'll explain what that means in a moment, feelings of togetherness, of competence, and of calmness. Now, these are controlled by 5 or so chemicals, brain chemicals, which are anandamide, which generates feelings of happiness, of joy; dopamine, which creates excitement and a flow state; oxytocin, for producing feelings of togetherness; serotonin, which is linked with feelings of competence; and endorphin, which creates feeling of calmness and also helps control pain. Taken together, these help to produce a dose of joy. Let's make a start by taking a look at the first of these, the A, anandamide, whose name comes from the Sanskrit word Ananda, meaning joy or bliss. Anandamide produces these feelings by stimulating your brain's cannabis receptors. In fact, it produces the equivalent of a legal high. Although we still have much to learn about anandamide, it is known to regulate other brain chemicals and play an important role in such diverse mental and physical functions as your mood, feelings of reward, fertility, memory, appetite, and pain. Now, we know that vigorous exercise has been known to produce anandamide, and this accounts for the well-known jogger's high. The good news is that you can also produce it by eating chocolate. That may surprise you, but it does increase the level of anandamide, although you have to avoid eating too much, of course, to avoid putting on weight. Dopamine, the next brain chemical in our dose of joy, is known as the reward chemical due to the feelings of excitement and happiness it produces. Dopamine acts as a chemical messenger, exchanging signals between the nerve cells in the brain and the rest of the body. We use its presence or absence in order to label experiences good and worthwhile repeating, or bad and to be avoided in future. The fact that they boost dopamine levels is one reason why it's so pleasurable to go, for example, on a shopping trip or to take a white-knuckle ride to a theme park. For many, these are exciting experiences which they are only too eager to repeat. Indeed, one reason people can get hooked on such activities is because dopamine's happy feelings quickly fade. So they encourage them to repeat the same experience in the hope and expectation of getting the feelings of happiness and excitement. Unfortunately for many, dopamine production is also enhanced by activities which are damaging to one's health. For example, all commonly misused drugs, such as cocaine and speed, interact with dopamine transmission. Nicotine is so addictive because it too increases dopamine production. But you'll be glad to know there are many health-enhancing ways in which you can also receive a dopamine hit. As with anandamide, exercise can play a very important part. So too, you'll probably be pleased to learn, does drinking coffee, which is perhaps one reason why so many of us like to drink it at the start, in the middle, and at the end of each day. According to the Annals of Internal Medicine, drinking 3 cups of coffee a day may increase your lifespan in a number of ways. It can improve your alertness, your memory, your levels of energy, your mental function, your athletic performance. It will raise your metabolic rate and increase the rate at which you burn away fat. It has also been shown to lower one's risk of developing type 2 diabetes and protecting you against Alzheimer's disease. That said, you should also bear in mind that some people are caffeine sensitive and will need to avoid it. Dopamine production also rises whenever you enter a state of what is called flow. This was first named by the late Austro-Hungarian psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who coined the term in 1975. However, the concept of flow has existed under other names for thousands of years. Imagine a waterfall flowing easily and swiftly down a mountainside, and you'll have some idea of what it is like to be in a flow state, or as many sportsmen and women call it, being in the zone. It's a state of mind in which time, like water in a waterfall, flows by swiftly and effortlessly. You enter a flow state when utterly and completely immersed in some pleasurable activity. This could be playing a sport, painting, writing, dancing, walking, or meditating. So focused and absorbed you become in any or all of these activities, you are unaware of the passage of time. Anandamide and dopamine give us the first 2 letters in a dose of joy. In my next video, I'll be giving you ways of increasing the production of the 3 remaining brain chemicals, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin,